The significant trading station of Mackinac Island on Lake Huron was taken from its tiny American garrison on July 17th by a combined army of British regulars, Canadian fur traders, and indigenous warriors who were unaware that war had been declared. At least 100 Sioux, Menominee, and Winnebago proceeded south from Mackinac to join those already in Amherstburg, but many of the indigenous warriors who had participated in the raid either stayed at Mackinac or went back to their communities. The Wyandot, who had hitherto been neutral, became more antagonistic against the Americans after learning of Mackinac's capture. When the paroled American troops arrived in Detroit by schooner on August 3rd, Hull was informed of the Mackinac's capture. This, he worried, had opened the northern hive of Indians. Hull was exposed to British and indigenous raids since their supply lines extended 60 miles, 97 kilometers, along the Detroit River and the shore of Lake Erie, which was under the jurisdiction of the Provincial Marine. At the Battle of Brownstown on the 4th of August, a Tecumseh War party captured additional of Hull's dispatches by ambushing and defeating an American force led by Major Thomas Van Horn. To secure his lines of communication and escort a supply convoy of 70 pack horses and 300 head of cattle filled with wheat that was waiting in Frenchtown, Hull dispatched a bigger group led by Lieutenant Colonel Miller. At the Battle of Magwaga on August 9th, Miller compelled a British and indigenous army led by Major Adam Muir of the 41st Regiment of Foot to withdraw. The British were able to retreat back across the river to Amherstburg because Miller chose not to push the attack. Miller suffered more casualties in the battle than the British did, and he was unwell. On August 11th, Hull gave him the order to retreat to Detroit, but he stayed tented close to the battlefield.